Ready?
Hold on,
Okay. Garrick, shut up.
Garrick, when it gets late, I just start laughing at everything, so just... Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have our first collab going on over here at the Van Clan.
What's up?
We are
The Van Clan.
The Van Clan. We have a 20-month-old Wilder. He's sleeping right now, and then this is Hazel Basil. That's not her real name, for those of you that don't know us. We just call her Hazel Basil. Her name's Hazel Ray. She is 5 months old, and we basically have like a family vlog channel. We kind of vlog our life, and
we do pranks, challenges. And
yeah, the whole like aesthetic of our channel is just really painting the picture of like as a raw picture, because a lot of YouTubers don't show like the raw sides of life, which is, it's really hard, but I feel like it's so important just to be yourself and be human. Like, it's okay to have those like rough patches of life, and we kind of try to show those as best as possible. And yeah, we a family channel.
They deserve so much love on their channel.
God, I love you.
And I've told them this like since we've been here. We started watching them when I first got pregnant, so it's been a long time now. It's been like a full year. And they're the most raw people I have ever met and seen on YouTube. Like, and I'm really not just saying that to you guys. Like, we really mean that. We've watched them forever.
We appreciate that.
Yes. And so go, please go check out their channel, please. They honestly deserve it. They honestly deserve it so much, and I wish, like, I would not just say that about anyone. They really do deserve it. So go check them out. So we decided that we're gonna do a controversial parenting tag. You guys haven't totally seen, like, I guess how we parent yet. No. We have only had 4 months of parenting, I guess, and honestly, so far it's really just been taking care of them, where they've definitely seen a lot more of the parenting.
Our views on parenting have definitely evolved over the past.
They've changed a lot, like from the beginning, like whenever, like we thought so much in the beginning, like before we had, like when you were pregnant, and then like it's changed. Like things change when you actually have your child.
Yeah,
and it's
we'll get into all of that for sure, but yeah, things have changed.
And then now we can actually get into the video. So the first topic I think that we're going to talk about is spanking.
Ooh.
So
that's a juicy one, and that's very controversial. So I guess we'll go first.
Yeah,
do you guys want to go first?
No, you guys. Well, okay.
Maybe we should see your views.
It's your channel. It's your channel, so you need to go first.
No, not only that, but we should see your views on it.
Yeah, because we're like the before and they're like the after.
Yeah. Okay.
So obviously they're only 4 months right now. Spanking is not really a way to kind of get them to, I don't know, like
listen.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're not gonna handle that. So,
but what are your plans for the future?
For the future, I used to say no spanking, but then. Okay, so first off, I had these friends that had some younger kids, and spanking to them was always like a little like slap on the hand. Yeah. So I said that was something I was gonna definitely do, but I'm not 100% sure if that will work. Because I do think that as babies get older, they're having their tantrums. They need some structure or form of discipline to let them know that.
Sorry.
She's like, yeah.
Hey,
I need structure.
That's called interruption.
Oh, baby girl.
But yes, I do think that once kids get to a certain age, they do need something to know, like, what they're doing. Hey, that's not okay. And sometimes verbally is not the only way to get a child to listen. Obviously, there is a thin line with disciplining your kids and being physical with them. And that's why spanking is such a controversial subject. Yeah. Just because it is such a thin line.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It all depends on how fussy they are and how they are once they get to that age.
But what do you guys think after having a almost 2-year-old?
Whenever we first found out that we were pregnant, we talked about like all these parenting tactics, you know, like every person talks about, and we're like, the number one thing we're not gonna do is spank. And we just from my background, I just didn't want to do any kind of like physical like punishment or anything like that, just because, I don't know, I just didn't believe it in at first. And then my views totally changed once I actually became a parent and I saw my kids, just Wilder, but I saw him go through like these phases of just like tantrums, and the communication barrier is really like where the tantrums come into play. But aside
Strong
from that,
tantrums, though.
aside from that, there are tantrums where he has tantrums, like he's a toddler. Toddlers do that, and you have to implement some kind of structure. But like for us, it really has worked. And I'm not saying spanking, like pulling their pants down and like spanking them hard, but like just like a little pop to just let them know, like, hey, that's not okay, and we don't do that, and that's just not okay. And it's not something we do to hurt them, but it's something that just like catches them by surprise. And like he has a diaper, like we barely tap him. He just knows when we go, do you want a poppy?
Exactly. So that age though, it's enough.
That.
It's enough. It doesn't hurt them, but it definitely lets them know that hey.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that for the most part, it's gotten to where we can say like, hey, do you want a poppy? And
yeah, we don't call it spanking.
Yeah, we don't call it spanking. Like, we want to go, like, a different route.
Spanking, I hate that word, but, like...
Guys, Poppy is so cute.
Poppies, do you want the poppy? And if we just let him just, like, do whatever he wants, that's where you get the kids that rebel and, like, don't listen to you. Like, that's not the kind of kid we want. We don't want a brat.
Yeah,
so, you definitely want a kid that's going to listen to you.
Yeah.
And respect you guys as parents.
Especially in public, because it's hard in public when they're having tantrums, and it's great when you can just say, hey, do you want a poppy? Like,
I think it's very easy for people who don't have kids to kind of look at that and be like, what the heck? But honestly, please don't say anything unless you have kids, especially one that's in the toddler stage throwing those kind of tantrums. Like, verbally, when they can't even understand what you're saying, it doesn't work to be able to discipline them like that. So
yeah, you really don't know until you're in that position.
No, and I didn't even know. Like, my friend literally came over and was like, Zoe, you need to implement some kind of structure. Like, just try this and try it out for a week and see how it does.
So the next one we'll do.
I don't know how long we're gonna get into
Hey, is it bad that in this shot you can see like all this?
No.
Is that okay?
It's fine. We're just chilling.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
My bad, bro. It's all good. We're gonna hold hands.
Oh my gosh. It's also 9:30 and we're all super giggly and we're just chilling on the couch, and it's also getting towards bedtime for the babies. So
yes, for sure. They have been asleep for so long.
Our boys are just passed out over here, but I'm praying they just stay asleep for the rest of this video. Alright, so I guess the next thing we'll talk about is circumcision. Before this video, we all talked about it for a little bit today, so we all know how each other feels about it.
Yeah.
But we haven't expressed it on the channel before, so I guess we'll start with it. So obviously this was not a decision we made very long ago. This was 4 months ago when we made this decision for the boys. Not even, it was like 3 months ago because they were in the NICU. So I just have to say that the very first thing is that we were not educated in what circumcision was, how it was done, the effects that it could have on them. All that we really took into, I guess,
consideration.
Yeah, into consideration, thank you. All we took into consideration was basically how he felt and like how other and we ended up getting them circumcised. But it was definitely something that we didn't look into very much. Our doctors really did make it seem like a very normal thing to be done. I mean, they really just handed us the papers and said, sign here if you want them to be circumcised before they leave. Like, not like it was a big decision, when it really is a very big decision to have done to someone without their consent, I guess, because they're so little.
For sure.
But once, I mean, you were talking about this. We're still not super educated, but I mean, you guys have educated yourselves now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, at first, I mean, I guess my whole life, like, I kind of remember, like, being in school and, like, hearing, like, people talk about being circumcised or not being circumcised, and if you weren't circumcised, like, you got made fun of, or, like, it wasn't normal, or it was gross, or it was disgusting. I remember, like, hearing... I also...
So, before we got Wilder circumcised, we were not educated, number one, and we thought, like you said, it was totally normal. They just acted like it was a totally normal thing to be done. So we just went ahead and, like, signed the paper because Garrick's circumcised, and, like, everyone that I... Should I say that?
Yeah.
Everyone that I know is circumcised. But yeah, so we just signed papers to have Wilder circumcised. And then we didn't really think about it at all much until... obviously we were really sad whenever it happened though, because it's like, it's a really sad thing for them to like take your baby and have that procedure
They literally
done.
just take them to the next like room over and you hear them cry. And
Yeah.
it is like sad.
It's so sad, and they don't even let you like be in the room.
I don't even want to talk about it. Like, seriously, it's so
it just makes
upsetting.
sad. It is very sad to think of your baby hurting like that for something that you decided.
And I think, personally, I think it should be a normalized thing. Like, that you shouldn't be
anyways, as I was saying, yeah, so we weren't very educated at all. And then Hazel came around.
Obviously, we didn't get her circumcised.
Yeah, we found out we were having a baby, and we didn't find out the gender of our baby until she was born. Yeah, so I was convinced that we were having a boy. So we were looking up all this circumcision information and like educating ourselves on it this time around.
Okay, the next topic we're going to talk about is co-sleeping. Also a very highly debated topic. We feel very strongly about this one.
We do too.
So, and we agree all on this, but we'll let you go, so.
Okay. So for co-sleeping, the first like week they came home, we tried to get them to sleep in their cribs where they're supposed to be.
We've talked about this a little bit.
Okay, do you not want me to say
No,
that?
No, talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they really didn't like sleeping in it, and they were just fussy every 5 minutes because we weren't with them, and they couldn't see us, and they like just kind of seemed to not really know what was going on, and they just didn't like it. And so since that, we've been co-sleeping with them, but they have their own little beds that they are able to stay inside of, and we have a king-size bed, so it's more than...
King-size bed definitely helps, and it's pushed up against walls, so there's like nowhere for them to fall off. And we do have the loungers that we literally use 24/7 with them, just to like have them on the couch with us or whatever. There have been times where we do hold them if they're really fussy, and I'm telling you, like it soothes them like instantly. Like they literally will just be perfectly fine and go to sleep if we're holding them. And it has helped us bond with them after them being in the hospital for 40 days. Like having them come home and them being already like almost 2 months old, we're like, we've got no time with them, and having them in bed and where they're like, even for us, like we're up in the middle of the night talking to them and being able to like interact, and it's been such a bonding thing for us. And also like we can tell with them that it's made them sleep, like they sleep like 6 hours through the night. We get sleep. Yeah,
crazy.
like we all get sleep. We're all happy.
That. Yeah. Oh, I think that it's the most natural thing that you can do. I feel like, what did people do?
Yeah, there was no rock and plays and
exactly.
and cribs.
Exactly. Like this is like a new thing.
Yeah, this is all a new thing.
Parents not to like sleep with their kids.
And another thing is like every few years they come out with new laws and regulations on like what's okay with sleeping, and like I feel like the information is just like newly learned. Like it's
our parents didn't do like
our parents didn't do that. Like babies just a few years ago like were sleeping on their stomachs. I feel like
parents have the instinct to know.
Parents have the instinct to know, and like we with Wilder, like there would have been no way we would have put him in a crib or
no.
We tried.
Actually,
we tried everything.
We did.
Like,
we tried.
We tried the Halo bassinet. We honestly tried every type of like crib, rock and play,
because
bouncer,
we thought we were doing
swing.
Something wrong by putting him in our bed.
Because like pediatricians, stuff.
Right. Because so many people
try to tell you.
And any time that we would tell people, like our pediatrician or like whoever, like nurses and stuff, they would tell us that. Or they would make it seem like we were crazy for co-sleeping, or like we were like bad parents.
And it was the best thing in the world for us. Like it was the best bonding experience ever.
For sure.
And with Wilder, even in the hospital, like I would sleep with him in the hospital, and nurses would come in and like literally tell me like I can't do that, put him in the crib, and made it seem illegal, like that we were co-sleeping. And then with Hazel, I was like, you're not gonna tell me what I can and can't do, because I was just a first-time mom and. Oh, you okay? And I didn't know any better.
Ever since like sleeping with baby in the bed, I am such a light sleeper. Like they make a noise and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah,
like,
my eyes like, what?
It's seriously the instinct, like I promise.
I mean, I think people should be aware that it can be dangerous, but at the same time, like
just be safe about it.
Be safe about it and just follow your instinct.
All right, and just one little like side note that we were just talking about. Like I feel like people are very quick to judge since we're younger, saying that we don't really know what we're doing or to make all these assumptions.
Because we're young.
Yes, and I don't get it.
But all it comes down to is instinct. Like it really comes down to instinct. Like you're either gonna do what you have to for your kid or you're not.
You could be 30 years old and still not have it together, and we can have it together more than that 30-year-old. It's not about age; it's about like your maturity level and
your
like
mentality.
Yeah. And when you love your kids, you'll do anything for them.
Exactly.
It's just bottom line. If you love your kids, you will take care of them. And,
It's in there.
Just want to say.
Okay, so the next one that we have, we'll do the cry it out method.
Ooh, that's a good one.
We haven't experienced yet. So this is where they're definitely going to have like
what's your
different
thoughts
views.
on?
I think that it'll be necessary when it comes to like an older age. So with them right now, no. Like you guys just saw the other night when Luke was kind of like choking on his spit. Like they are still so little. They can't even. I know. They can't even hold up their heads, and like they do start like choking on their saliva or whatever's like in their mouth. And it like comes out their noses, and they get really uncomfortable and start freaking out. So as soon as I hear them like crying really hard, I run in there because I don't want that happening. Because I always have to like sit them up, move them forward. So if I wasn't there for that and something happened, I would never ever forgive myself. But it is different when they're getting to an age where they are walking around, standing up, holding up their own head.
Yeah, I agree. We do the Ferber method, which those of you that don't know what that is basically a, sorry if you hear that.
Yeah, I'm bouncing Hazel. Apologies for
but
that.
it's basically a controlled cry it out method. And what that means is like you give them like when you're first starting, you give them an amount of time to cry it out, and then you go back in there and let them know like it's okay, we're still here, but this is happening. Like you are going to learn how to do it on your own. Just self-soothe yourself, and it's so important for your kids to learn how to self-soothe.
So I guess we'll start again. So basically, when it came to get their first round of vaccines, well, actually, they got one in the hospital.
Oh yeah.
They got one in the hospital, but like that decision wasn't even like really our decision. Like they just kind of did that.
Yeah.
Like they asked us very like nonchalantly, like we're gonna do this. Is that okay? And we're just like yes, because we want to listen to the doctors and nurses who are like basically keeping them alive at that point. So that was their first one that they ever got, and it didn't seem like a big deal at all. And then it came to their 2 months, and I knew right away that I was going to do it just because I was already so nervous taking them out of the house. Like, I think that's really the biggest thing for me is like I'm just so nervous of when they meet new people, anyone when they go to new places, all like the germs and like all the little things that they can catch so easily.
Sure.
And I would, if they ever like get seriously sick at that like young of an age, like it really can affect them. Like it just is super scary to me.
Even with family, like everyone wants to like touch and hold them like right when they come home, obviously.
And so I was very ready for them to, I was actually like looking forward to them getting their first round of vaccinations because I just felt like they were so vulnerable. But I do have to admit that I haven't really educated myself that much on the topic. I looked into it a little bit, but not that much.
I can agree on that. I haven't researched it like a lot, but I've read enough to where I've seen more cases where parents don't vaccinate and like things go wrong with
I
the
would
children,
never forgive myself.
then not vaccinate. Exactly. Like I would never forgive myself.
Like, cause we're about to go to California.
I do too. I literally I made sure to get Hazel's vaccines before we went to California because there's just so many germs from like here to the airplane to California. It just it would hurt me. Oh my god, it would hurt me so bad.
All right. So the next one that we're gonna talk about, this will be really short because I don't even think this is like a huge topic. Is pacifiers or binkies? Like I didn't even know this was controversial.
Oh my god, it's so controversial.
I didn't even know.
Even my parents talk about it. Like
really?
Yes.
I
like when are you gonna take the pacifier away? It's like never.
Okay, so so I guess is it more controversial about when you take it away versus if you give it to
them? For a lot of people, right now he's 20 months old, and like Hazel has a pacifier. We don't want him taking her pacifier. And so like
I remember before we had kids, like whenever I was pregnant with Wilder, I was like, he's not having a pacifier past 6 months or a year. And it's just crazy how much your parenting tactics like change once you have your kids.
Even me, I think they're gonna have it for way more than 6 months.
Probably
after a year.
It helps them more than anything else.
Like it calms them down.
Makes them feel comfortable.
It does.
It's their like just like comfort.
All right, so giving kids electronics. That'll be like the next one. So we'll start, I guess. We've already kind of started giving the boys them electronics, but letting them kind of watch like little shows and stuff. And on the car drive, we showed in one of our last videos that they have like little movie players sitting on their seats so they can watch it. And it actually like does entertain them even at 4 months old. And I definitely know this is going to be a continuing trend as they get older. We have like little educational like shows for them, and they honestly love looking at it. There are so many educational things that technology can offer, and I don't know, I guess it's just like I started on an iPad. You haven't talked very much, babe. Go.
Alright, so obviously we had a really long car drive down, and it's just kind of sad to think about them being awake and just staring at like a black back seat.
I know, I literally got so sad.
That entire
My mom pointed that out.
So
they're literally staring at the back of a seat for 10 hours. Like,
That's
Yeah,
like,
they slept the majority of the time for sure.
but
But the
they
thing
were
is,
up,
it's
yeah.
it's cute and it's like nice having them be able to like see something and kind of learn and like watch stuff move.
Yeah.
I think there is a good balance though between technology and obviously giving them like physical things to play with, but it's just a balance.
All right, so I definitely think that it's very controversial, but
controversial.
controversial. I definitely think. I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, wait, one more thing.
No.
No, go,
Yeah,
go,
go ahead.
go.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You go.
Go.
No, finish your sentence.
Okay, well, when I was pregnant, this is actually one thing that I was super opinionated about when I was pregnant. That I was not going to let them, like, have the screens.
Same.
I literally was telling you, like, no
Yeah.
screens until they're, like, 2 years old.
Yeah.
And
No, I was saying like 6. I was like way
I said
out.
no phones until they're, like, 12. Like,
Yeah.
seriously. Like, I was, because I watched this, like, little documentary thing about, like, what screen time does to you and, like, your brain. And, like, I'm like, okay, from an early age, they shouldn't really have that. But then, I don't know, it's just seeing them being able to interact with it and how
Yeah.
technology is evolving, the ways that you can use it to help your kids and stuff. It's really cool.
I think the people that have like negative things to say about it, for the most part, are people that grew up without it. And I think that the only ways that it, and there might be more, but I think like the main thing that's bad is like not letting them get sucked into it, and like not letting them spend all their time with.
So yeah, I agree. I feel like it's the 21st century and kids are just growing up with electronics, and you can't shelter your kids from that. Like Sophie was saying, you can't. Like, it's there. Like, they're gonna see other people doing it. I just feel like Wilder, our 18-month, oh my god, our 20-month-old, basically, he
saw us doing it, and like he
Interesting.
was
yeah,
interested.
he's interested, and he learns honestly so much from his little learning videos.
Guys, I saw him in the way he acts on that phone. Like, he's smart. He knows
knows
how to
go to
handle it
YouTube,
all.
and
Yeah.
knows the video,
And guys, like, he's seeing all those words. Like you said, he's learning the Spanish. Like,
Yeah.
he's so interested in the Spanish shows. And
Yes.
stuff.
And like colors and shapes, and like he just learns. Not saying like it is his babysitter or like we don't teach him anything, because we obviously do, but like
no, but when he's fussy, or like whenever there's like
when I need my sanity
When you
for
need
like
a
a
second,
second,
like,
like
yeah.
with 202, like it's okay to just
let him sit on the
let
couch
him
and watch
let
that.
him just watch a little show. It's okay.
We're supposed to be filming her video, and it's like 10 o'clock right now,
I'm
so
gonna have to do it tomorrow.
morning. Oh, that's gonna suck. Okay, well, guys, we'll finish this up, but this one is child leashes, and you guys have dealt with this.
Yes.
We haven't.
Yes.
I can already say, though, I think we're 100% gonna have to use them in
Yes,
the
with
future.
twins.
We have, like, I already know they're gonna be crazy when
We
they're
have
older.
such similar views. It's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's actually really funny. But I think we're definitely going to find times where they're going to help so much. Like,
Yeah.
if they were coming on this trip with us and they were older, I would have those child leashes right now.
People will like
Yes.
take your children, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literally.
Or they'll run off, and it's just a really
Yeah.
scary situation. So, I could not imagine losing my kid.
Yeah,
Like,
Wilder's the
seriously.
I
type
have
to literally
freak out.
run and never look back. Like,
Yeah.
so when we went to Orlando, when we went to Disney recently, we got that child leash and it was a godsend.
that's the perfect place to use it. We all just love our kids and want the best for our kids, and that's really it. So, on that note, we are gonna go try to film another video now and for her channel. So, go check out the video that's on her channel. We're gonna eat some food and answer some more questions that are still gonna be probably really juicy because everyone wants to know the tea.
yeah.
But anyways, guys, go check out their channel. Say bye to Hazel, who's talking to you guys down there, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. There you go.